Run at around about 10 past 5, and the big crowd stayed in the sunshine at Teretonga for the Parker NZ TraNZam reverse grid race. Yep, that means Ashley Stitchbury starts at the back and he'll have to come through 10 cars. We're on board with Stitchbury as we get the green for racing, and you can see just moving up on the outside of a couple of the other cars in the field there. One of the South Island cars, Austin McKinley, the first one to be passed. He works his way up right in behind Andrew Fawcett and the Jaguar, and that really has been the hard luck story of the day. They've worked very, very hard on that car to make its debut here at Teretonga, but unfortunately they were besieged with differential and driveline problems. Good to see them out on the racecourse for the last race and maybe getting some extra points. This is a battle for second and third at the moment. PG Knight and also Paul Pedersen in front of them. Just got a glimpse of the 33 car. There it is, Dennis running from Papakura. The Diff Specs Camaro had all sorts of problems today. Problems with gearboxes and clutches and things, but they're back out there as well. So too is this man, absolutely dominant in the Parker NZ TraNZam. Ashley Stitchbury, we're on board, coming down from 260 kilometres an hour, just working up onto the boot lid spoiler of Peter Knight Jr. by the look of it, just up ahead of him in the Camaro. Another good shot of the mother's Mustang of Bernie Gillen, currently sitting in third place. Running, getting monstered now by Paul Pedersen. Pedersen diving to the inside through the CRC turn, and the pass gets through. So Paul Pedersen from Rotorua, the Cat Camaro, leads it from the Mustang of Bernie Gillen from Tauranga, the mother's Mustang. So Ford and Chevy fans will be rejoicing right around this 2.5 kilometre circuit. Then it's running, then it's PG Knight Jr., and then it's this man, Ashley Stitchbury, taking the Dick Smith pickies. Coming into the slowest part of Teretonga, the hairpin, back down to first gear in the TraNZams, and then it's a big long wind up the front straight. You'll see Dennis Running go off on the right-hand side of your picture. Mark Porter's squeaked through up the inside. He's now overtaking Peter Knight Jr. as we ride with Ashley Stitchbury. 260 kilometres an hour as he goes back down through the gearbox and round the loop. 2.6 Gs exerted on the drivers as they head into the Castrol S's. Great scrap going on here. Just got a glimpse of the number 8 car. That's Leroy Stevenson. He drove the Formula Holdens at the New Zealand Grand Prix in the preliminary races at Manfield. Now he's in the TraNZam. He can drive anything with a gear lever, he tells me, and he's done a fantastic job here today in the XR8 Falcon. Race leader, though, is 96. Paul Pedersen, second year for him in the TraNZams as we're back on board with Stitchbury. Lining up Mark Porter in the Hydrolink Camaro. Goes one way, then the other. Porter sees it coming. Of course, you're allowed to do that. That's what racing's all about. Top speed now, 260 kilometres an hour. Probably a little bit quicker than that because Stitch has already taken the lap record here at Teretonga in the previous race. So the car is in fine form. 72, the Tellys Hot Wheels Maguire's Polishers car. Behind him, number 2, the Hydrolink car of Porter. And right in behind him now is car number 8. And that is Leroy Stevenson. And the smoke signifies danger ahead for Mark Porter. And that looks like a very expensive engine blow to me. The number 2 car just slowing down. Smoke pouring from the rear of it, and it looks to me that Mark Porter's race is completely run. Rest of the field funneling through there. Remember, a reverse grid race. Stitchbury had started at the back, and now he is in second place with laps still to run. Just ahead of him, it's Rotorua's Paul Pedersen in the Cat Camaro. But look at the daylight starting to open up now between Ashley Stitchbury and Bernie Gillen from Tauranga in the Mustang. So he is on maximum attack, and he will be hunting for the 96 car, the Mobil Oil Cat Goff's Camaro. And look at this, here comes the pass as they work their way into the Castrol S's. Stitchbury right onto the back of the Camaro. Chevy versus Chevy in the final race for the Parker NZ TraNZams, and it is Paul Pedersen now feeling the heat of the blowtorch from Ashley Stitchbury. Round through the S as they go, heading out towards the Brickyard section. Very, very fast section of the racetrack. And you see the Camaro just gets away a little bit now, but then Stitchbury back on his tail as they head down into the braking area for the hairpin. 96 pays 72 at the moment. Oh, how close do you want to go in the TraNZam? Stitchbury puts the car right up under the boot of the Camaro, and we're on board as we rocket down the front straight here at Teretonga, and the pass is made. Ashley Stitchbury has come from the back to the front. Everyone thought he could do it. The proof is in the pudding, the proof are in the pictures. We get those from Dick Smith as Stitch goes through the big loop at the top end of the circuit here at Teretonga. And don't the big crowd love that? Stitchbury in the front, Pedersen in second place. His best showing to date. Really is going to be a force in the Parker NZ TraNZam series. This man too will be a force, I'm sure of it. Peter Knight Jr. now with all his hands full battling Bernie Gillen. So Mustang versus Camaro. The Camaro squeaks by a brilliant move. Gillen goes onto the grass. loses a bit of momentum, and Peter Knight Jr. takes third place from the Mustang. So action aplenty in the dying stages of the final race of the day, as we're back on board here with Ashley Stitchbury. Sat out racing for the past 2 or 3 seasons and now back with a vengeance. Won the Liquor King Drive Safe 500 and takes a clean sweep here at Teretonga in the Parker NZ TraNZams. So Stitchbury too good for Pedersen and Knight. Bernie Gillen from Tauranga is 4th.
I was a bit concerned when I saw Paul up in front, it's so far ahead, but I was lucky to have enough laps to get him.
So a perfect day from Ashley Stitchbury gives him a comfortable lead from Paul Pedersen, Peter Knight Jr. and Mark Porter.